Well, there we go. A very good evening to you all. How are you all doing? It's incredible to think we're on week 12 already. Can't believe we've been doing this for 12 weeks. 12 weeks, 2 shows a week roughly. That's 24 shows I've done. Incredible. But let's have a look. Who we got in? Paul. Paul, you're always first, aren't you? But Colin, evening. Jeffrey, Jim, Andy, Graham, Mandy, David, Kathy, Keith, Gula, Peter, Michael, Graham. Apologies, anyone I've missed there. I know there's quite a few. Yes, I have had a haircut. What do you think? It's yes, this is the third sort of change around in the room I've done. The desk was in that corner before, and then it was one way round, and then the other way round, and yeah, I'm just experimenting to find what seems to work. Problem I've got is my router is over there, and to the right of me, and every time I want to plug it in on that wall when the desk is over there, I have to run the lead right across the room, and it means it's a bit of a nuisance. But never mind. I thought I'd show you my kitchen. Ta-da! This week on Steve Reynolds Plays Live on a Tuesday night, we're in the kitchen. Sound like big brothers, aren't I? But never mind. What's the sound like? Is it all good? It's yes, I've had a week of blue burns this week. I used the Dream for this week's video that went out yesterday. If you haven't seen it, check it out. And I used the Burned King Cobra on Sunday night on the Facebook one. Obviously, if you don't follow me on Facebook, the link is up there. So, give it a like and stuff. No, it's not. It's up there. I'll get the hang of this one day. Anyway, here we go. Bit of summer holiday. There we go, a little bit of summer holiday just to rub it in. Although it's looking like we might have a bit of a summer holiday at the moment. The way things are going, things are slightly improving, aren't they? So hopefully everyone's all safe and had a good week. What have you been all up to? Anything exciting? It's Tom. Morecambe's a lovely place. It's very, very nice. Not been up there for a long time, but I always think of Morecambe and Wise with that, because you've got a statue on the front, haven't you? It's, Josh, how long have I been playing guitar for? That's a very good question, actually. I have been playing guitar. When did I first start? I think I started when I was about 10, 11, something like that. And I started and I played till I was about 16, and then I sold everything, gave up, and concentrated on a proper job and all that, as my parents told me to do. Bless them. And then I was about 21, 22, and I started playing again and have been playing ever since. So probably about 15, 16 years, something like that. This time I started playing again because Bruce Welch was on a documentary talking about holiday camps, and it reignited my feeling for the Shadows, and I've been playing it ever since. I went to some of the Shadows guitar clubs, and all good fun. But anyway, let's have another song. What should we have? Let's do this one. We don't normally do this one a bit later on in the evening, but do a bit of Bright Eyes. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful song. It's always love that one. Oh, it's all right, Ken. You've only missed two so far. I think I've only played two, something like that. Atlantis and Bright Eyes so far. That's some fantastic comments. How many got on at the moment? 84 of you. That's fantastic, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. That's some of your comments, honestly, almost bring me to tears. They're so wonderful. Really are. It really is appreciated. Les, no, I've not tabbed out Bright Eyes yet. I've actually still got quite a few tabs and stuff I need to do. I'm going to try and sort of get them sorted out over the next couple of weeks. But unfortunately now things are getting back to some normality. Times will disappearing with me very, very quickly. Oh, I know what you mean there, Ken. Did I just see you've hurt your... Oh, you sliced your forefinger, index finger. So I burnt my hand Sunday night on the cooker, and it really, really hurt. But thankfully it was just the side bit of my index finger, so it doesn't actually affect me when I play guitar. But obviously that could have been a very, very different situation, but never mind. Oh, Night Has 1,000 Eyes. Have I done that? I can't remember. So I've done so many songs now that it's actually quite funny how many you sort of forget that you've actually done. Someone messaged me the other day and said, about a certain song, and I'd forgotten I'd done it. Because there is just so many of them. I think I'm over 250 videos at the moment on YouTube in various ways, but all good fun. Special announcement, I must just tell you all this, apologies if I'm rambling on. About 18 months ago, my band, the Wannabe Shadows, were out in Finland. Sorry, no we weren't, we were out in Tilburg in Holland. And the performance we did out there was recorded live professionally by our good friend Cornelis. And it's finally ready. The audio, the artwork and everything is coming out as a CD. And it's available on my website. Sold really, really well so far, which is absolutely fantastic. Everyone that's bought one, we do appreciate it. But they are just £8, including free UK shipping. 15 tracks, couple of Shadows tracks, and there's quite a few vocals on there, anything from The Young Ones, The Wonder of You, all that sort of stuff's on there. So if anyone's interested, on my website, www.stevereynolds.co.uk. But there we go, a random advertising plug out of the way. It's do you know what? It's been really, really it is really, really warm over here. I'm actually really, really hot in this flat tonight. But and yes, the hands sweat quite a lot, and I drop picks. Thankfully, I use the George Dennis picks still, and they've got the little grip on them, which is brilliant. But there we go. Anyway, let's play another song. What should we do? Yeah, let's do that one. I don't know if I've played this one on YouTube before, but I might have done. This is a Cliff track, and it's called I Could Easily Fall in Love with You. There we go, a little bit of I Could Easily Fall in Love with You. Absolutely brilliant song. But oh, we got so keep missing all these songs. How good is the Zoom G3? Stephen, I think, in my opinion, the Zoom G3 is brilliant. I've been using one every single video, certainly for the last couple of years. You've probably heard the Zoom G3 on. Yeah, it's just, I think it's a brilliant piece of kit. There we go. Josh, have I thought any more about going on Britain's Got Talent? No, never ever. It was good fun at the time, and I entered it and was a little bit naive at the time. Wasn't really sure what to expect. But as I say, it's completely different to how they portray it on television and stuff like that. But it was good fun. It was a lot of fun, and it's certainly one I'm going to be able to tell my grandkids one day. But yes, there we go. Michael, my first guitar. That's a very, very good question. My first guitar, I had. So my very, very first guitar was a half-size acoustic that belonged to my sister, and I struggled to play it. It had really, really small frets. The gap between the frets was about that big. Really, really struggled to play it. And then my parents one Christmas bought me a Encore starter pack guitar, which was a black guitar with a humbucker, and had just the one humbucker, no other pickups, and no tremolo. And I was a little bit disappointed with them, bless them. I think it cost them probably about £150 at the time. But I always wanted a red Strat, and with a tremolo arm and all of that. And it wasn't until quite a few years later I've got my first proper sort of Strat type guitar, which was a Squire Strat. I remember seeing it hanging up in a little music shop in Romford. Not Romford, Walthamstow, where I used to live. In fact, Centuries Music it was. I used to go down there and just stare at this red Strat. It was only a Squire Strat. Probably the nearest to it is the Bullet Strat these days. But yeah, I was obsessed with it, and I was very lucky my parents bought it for me, and I've still got it somewhere. It's at my parents' house, and I should probably dig it out one day and get it set up and have a mess around with it and use it. But anyways, let's have another song. Let's stick with a bit of Cliff. But let's go with this one. This is Living Doll. Oh, there we go. You can't beat a little bit of Cliff, can you, eh? How many Cliff Richard fans have we got in tonight? I hope we've got a few of you, because I know Kathy's a bit of a Cliff fan. In fact, that was how I met Kathy. I was doing a gig somewhere in Bristol, I think it was, and yeah, she was there with, I think it was her brother, and yeah, we did. I was with a Cliff tribute guy, absolutely fantastic, called Danny White. Probably one of the, in my opinion, one of the best Cliff tribute acts that are doing the rounds at the moment. Absolutely brilliant voice, and sounds just like the man himself. So it's my absolute pleasure to do some shows with him. But I'm just trying to find some of the songs and the backing tracks I've got these days. I keep trying to add some new songs, but where I had to reboot my machine to get this working, I've lost a lot of the backing tracks, and I can't also seem to get them onto my iPad. So you have to bear with me. Apologies. I do try and get a few of them up and running, but oh, Angie, it's lovely to hear from you. Bedminster Social Club, that's the one. I knew it was Bristol sort of way, but it was a fantastic venue, and I'm hoping once things get back to normal, hopefully we'll be able to bring the band up and do some gigs and stuff and get back out there again. But anyway, have I got the tabs for this, and can I even play this? I don't think I have. What about that one? Right, okay. Have we got any Billy Fury fans watching tonight? Because I do quite a few Billy Fury tracks. Don't think I've done this one on here yet. But this is a beautiful song that could go horribly wrong because I've not played it for a long time. But here we go. Maybe Tomorrow. A very short song that is, isn't it? Wouldn't get last too very long with that. Beautiful song. Oh, backing track could do a turn. So it's I'm hoping it's just that song. Can't see any cakes in the kitchen. No, there's no cakes in the kitchen. There's a lot of washing up in the kitchen, which is just out of shot. So. But there we go. Oh wow, okay. It's yeah, I don't know what's going on with that backing track. It's a bit weird. Remind it's called Maybe Tomorrow by the late great Mr. Billy Fury. Beautiful, beautiful song. In fact, all of Billy Fury's songs are absolutely wonderful. I'm going to do another one actually, just for the fun of it. Where's he gone? This is probably one of his most popular songs. Can you believe Billy Fury never had a UK #1? I think this was the closest he ever came to, which was actually a #2, and this is a song called Halfway to Paradise. Fabulous, fabulous little tune from the late great Mr. Billy Fury. It's, Wondrous Place. That's a lovely song as well. It's, oh, was that a bit loud? That one. I had to turn it all down a little bit. Try and balance things out a little bit, but we'll get there. But, right. Yes, absolutely. We can have a bit of Albatross. Yes, let's go for it. yeah, that isn't just food. That's M&S food. Remember, not proudly sponsored by M&S, despite what my appearance. It's, so coming in, how many of you have? What have you been up to all of lockdown? I suppose is the big question. Has anyone done any DIY? Anyone, made any fantastic discoveries? Done anything? Or have you just always sat indoors like I have and eaten far too much and done very little? Evening, Tom. How you doing? You all good? Right. Let's do this. Hang on. Have I got this? Let's have a look. Have I even got this song? I don't even know if I need the tabs for this song, but oh no, I might have it. Yeah, it's looking good. Yeah, I think this is another Billy Fury track actually, but I think Bobby Vinton or Bobby V is the version. Also very, very similar. It's quite a long song, so I'll give it a go and see how we get on. This is a beautiful song called Devil or Angel. Another beautiful song, Devil or Angel, dedicated to all the women out there, because they're all one or the other. Oh, let's have a look. God, I've missed loads of comments. Oh, Donna by Richie Valens. I know the song, but I couldn't play it for you, unfortunately. But Les, gardening and more gardening. Do you know what? It's times like this I really wish I had a garden. I ventured over to my sister's the other day, and she's got a very lovely garden. But unfortunately, I live in a flat, so I've got a balcony, but that's as good as it gets. But our garden, fence, and the shed. Wow, fantastic! Playing guitar. Do you know what? That's pretty much what I've done. I've played guitar more over the last 12 weeks than I think I've ever done. But it's been good fun. I've had some days where I thought to myself, I should probably do something else with my life, but it's good fun. Andy, patches are basically settings for a certain echo box or pedal or something like that. And you download them, and each patch is for a certain song. So I'll give you a demonstration. This is the patch for Argentina, and you'll hear the echo. And if I go on to the next one, which is Atlantis, it's got a very distinct sort of echo pattern. If I go back to the Apache one, that one's wrong, I think, but FBI. There we go. So I hope that answers your question. Painting garden pots, different colours. Wow, absolutely brilliant. It's, round and round. Yeah, it is a Graham. I totally agree with you. Especially, I think I just saw, didn't I see that you're been housebound and stuff with various things going on. Yes, it's horrible, isn't it? I must admit, I venture out every now and then, but I don't go out too often. It's still scary times, but it is getting better. We are hopefully on the way up and getting back to some normality. They had a major breakthrough today, didn't they, with the drug, new drug, or an old drug that seems to help a lot. So that's really good. Fingers crossed. But yes, Ken, I love that one. The wife said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Nothing." She replied, "You said that yesterday." I said, "Well, I didn't get it finished." Oh dear, do you know what? That's Paul, are my picks flexible? Sort of. There's a little bit of movement in them. These are 1.05s. I'm just about to get another load of these, hopefully, when they reply to me. The 1.3s and these Jazz 3 picks have very little movement in them, as you can probably just about tell. But do you know what, Kathy? I used to love painting stones. I actually got quite into that once. I used to paint a white base coat on them and then paint something on them and then lacquer them as well. And then I put some on my dad's grave, bless him, and I also put some, scattered them just various places, just did it for the fun of it. It was quite therapeutic actually. But anyway, let's do another song. Someone's just asked for Round and Round, so let's do that one. I apologise for the guitar noise. Can you hear that? It's the lights in here. When I flick to this position on the guitar, it goes away, and when I flick back to that one, it comes back again. Anyway, Round and Round. There we go, a little bit of foot tapper. It's, oh, Luca's age. You know what? Funnily you say that, Mandy. I used to love that, and I had it when I was really, really ill, and yeah, really wasn't too well. So I haven't had it ever since. So shame, because I used to quite like it. But yes, I'll tell you what. I better do some of these. Can't believe we've done an hour already. I've only played about 5 songs. I better stop talking, I suppose. It's oh, Blue Day. Do you know what? Phil McGarrick's done that one just today, Darren. He's literally done that. I did play it some time ago on YouTube, but I do need to. Oh, Unchained Melody. Oh, Tom, that's a beautiful song. I don't know that one, unfortunately. But I'll try and do some other songs similar. Um, what was I even doing? Oh, Les, how long does it take me to perfect a tune from scratch? Depends on the severity of the song, really. Some it won't take very long. Probably a couple of run throughs, probably about an hour, something like that, and I'll get it nailed. Depends how complex it is, really. But if it's quite a complex one, a lot of the time I don't even perfect them. I play them, I record them from the tabs, and that's it. I forget all about them. But there we go. It's all good fun. Anyway, here we go. A bit of Riders. I know you all like this one, so I'm expecting you all to tune in. Here we go, Riders. go. A couple of the faster songs there. But hope you enjoyed that. Yes, I saw a few comments about young Kuss. He's okay as far as I understand. He started his treatment, so. But yes, it's going to be an interesting time for him. I'm sure we'll pass on his best wishes to him. Bless him. Must be a difficult time to. It's difficult for anything at the moment, but even more so with that. So I'm sure we all send him our best wishes. But I better slow it down a little bit now and play this beautiful song for him. No, Josh, I haven't played all the Shadows songs. There's quite a few. I forget how many the Shadows have actually recorded, but there is quite a few. But yes, of course, if you haven't smashed that like button, which is down here, I think, then please do. Oh, God save the Queen. There we go. So I had to do that once, only once. At we were playing a Royal British Legion in the UK. For those of you who don't know, they are their sort of military sort of servicemen's clubs. And at the end of it, they said, "Oh, every band we ever have, they always finish with God Save the Queen." And we thought, we don't know God Save the Queen. We sort of had to learn that very, very quickly. Thankfully, it's not too much to it. But any birthdays this week? Because if there is... If there is, then there you go. Anyway, here's a bit of Cozy. There we go, Just for Young Kuss there. Beautiful, beautiful song called Cozy. Someone's going on a boat, are you? Angie, where are you going on your boat? I think I need to go on a boat. So I'll join you all. We'll all go on a cruise together. So I'm not paying though. Just throwing that out there. Right. What should we do? Yeah, I'll tell you what. I normally play this song right at the end, but I feel like all of you that that have to go early sort of don't get a chance, and you often miss it out. So I'm going to do this one. This is The Wonder of You. I'm dedicating it to all of you people, by the way. Just there we go. A little bit of Elvis there with The Wonder of You, and someone asked for a Beatles track, and there's only one Beatles track I know, and it's this next beautiful song called In My Life. go. Beautiful, beautiful Beatles song there called "In My Life," and I must confess, Andy, I like the early Beatles. I like their sort of carefree stuff. Try to think, Penny Lane, that sort of stuff. Please Please Me, all of that. Before it got too in-depth music. Not to say that any of their later songs weren't very good, but I just like the rock and roll, the raw sort of energy of that early stuff. There we go. Right, what should I play next? Oh, I haven't played a lot. Played some of the Shadows early stuff. Played a lot of random stuff tonight, which is always good. It's always fun. Evening, Dale. Hope you're good. I enjoyed your rendition of Diana earlier. That was really, really good. Enjoyed that. Rock and roll music, David. That's a brilliant track. Just let me hear some of that rock and roll music. Any old way you choose it. It's got a backbeat, you can't lose it. Brilliant song. Anyway, there's a bit of Shadoogie. Oh, there we go. A few songs on the bounce there, just to keep you all happy. But yes, that was a bum note. A couple of bum notes there. I like to throw them in occasionally, just to make sure you're all paying attention. Otherwise, you might as well put the record on, mightn't you? Good night, Peter. Take care. Look after yourself. Darian, when COVID-19 is over, will you still do these music nights? I certainly think I'll still do them. I'm not sure if I'd do them every week though, because once things get moving and stuff, and things get back to normal, I don't think I'm going to have the time to do it every week. But we'll certainly see. It's Trouble, yes. I'm assuming you're talking about the Burns King Cobra, which I've got. I actually did. I was going to use that tonight, funnily enough, but I actually did the live lockdown session on Facebook on Sunday night. I did the whole session with it, and apart from a couple of dead strings, a lot of people were saying it sounded really, really good. So I've listened to it. It doesn't have quite as bright a sound as this one does, and they're not quite as loud as the pickups in this. But that said, I mean, they're brilliant guitars. The blue one gets used. It's actually back in my bedroom. If I wake up early in the morning and fancy a little mess around on the guitar, and that's the one I pick up. That one's always at the side of the bed and ready to go. So yes, it's good fun. It's a really good guitar, and I'm pleased he's giving you 10% off. That's good. Anyone else interested in a Burns guitar at all, contact Spence in Denmark, and he'll give you 10% off if you mention my name. So there we go. He's a good, really good guy to deal with, actually. I think Bjarne is his name, Bjarne. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. I'm a typical English person. My pronunciation of names that aren't English is terrible. We're a little bit. I was quite surprised actually when I went out to Belgium. I spent a week out in Belgium, and I spent a week out in Holland, all around that sort of area, and it was amazing. I felt quite bad actually, because that was the first time I'd ever been to Europe, and the amount of people that were talking to me in Holland and Belgium who were talking to me in English, and it's. We're a little bit too over in England. I think we take that for granted quite a lot, that people are automatically going to know English, and I felt quite bad because unfortunately a couple of the places I played, there were some people that couldn't speak very good English, and it was quite difficult to have a conversation with them. But unfortunately I've struggled with English, let alone French and Danish, and some of these other languages, but all good fun. Right, what echo have I got? Yeah, let's do it. This is a bit of The Stranger. there we go, a little bit of The Stranger. It's I don't know why, it's just this chat thing is wonderful. Every now and then I'll get a comment that will come up and it says it could be spam. Do you want to block or hide? And your 2 comments about boats have just said it needs to be blocked because it could be spam. So I've just allowed them. All good fun. Oh, take care, Barry. Look after yourself. Enjoy your week. It's, did I see young Danny White on there just a moment ago? I think I did. Danny White is a fantastic Cliff tribute act, and we've done a few gigs together in the past, and hopefully once COVID's over we're going to do some more gigs together as well. So well worth checking him out. Danny sings Cliff. Danny was on Stars in the Rise as a Cliff tribute act, and it works out quite well actually, because Danny was on Stars in the Rise as Cliff. I was on Britain's Got Talent doing a shadow sort of act. So yeah, it works out really, really well. So yes, well worth checking that out. Anyway, someone asked about this beautiful song earlier, and I'm going to do it now. This is called Cavatina, also known as the theme from The Deer Hunter. Oh, fantastic, fantastic song. Jerry the Pacemakers, I think that was, but back in the day. Oh, let's catch up on some of your comments. There's been so many. Really, really sorry I've missed them all. But am I playing on a wound G? That's a good question, actually. I don't know. I think it might be, actually. No, it's not. It is a plain G. But, it is definitely a plain G. I think these are 11 to 49, something like that. And most of them that sort of gauge do tend to be plain Gs, unless you go for them on a particular thing. But there we go. Oh, a left-handed King Cobra. Do you know what? I should have been left-handed. I should have been left-handed. I am left-handed. I write left-handed. I play what's that game? Rounders or whatever it was. I used to play left-handed. Tennis, all that sort of stuff. I play left-handed. But when I was starting playing guitar, I watched a video called "Playing a Day" by Bert Whedon. Yes, it was a video, not the book. And on that, he said to me on the video, if you're left-handed, you still play right-handed. And I'm glad I did, because it's so much cheaper getting a hold of right-handed guitars than it is left-handed. They're really, really expensive and a lot difficult. You're a lot more restricted. But I sometimes wonder whether I should have played left-handed, because I do tend to find my picking hand isn't quite as quick as it should be. But it's too late now after all this time. But, oh, what was that comment there? Oh, Philip, you're very kind. But I had that when I first started playing, getting the fingers going where they were supposed to. In fact, sometimes if you listen to some of these live streams, they still have the same problem. But it's good fun. I remember my dear old dad always wanted to play guitar, and it was thanks to him that I started playing guitar, actually. But Jimmy Germain, yes, he's Jimmy Germain is still doing the rounds. He's does a lot of Cliff tribute acts and stuff. Yes, he's a really, really good guy, actually, Jimmy. But there's a few good Cliff tribute acts, actually, surprisingly. There's Jimmy Germain, there's Danny, there's Cliff as if Will Chandler, there's Sean Bimpson. I'm trying to think of some of the other people that are on the scene doing a Cliff tribute. Steve Halliday is another one. There's a few, which is really good. Anyway, I digress. This is Wonderful Land. Absolutely wonderful song, isn't it? I think it was Jerry Lorden composition, that one. And I know there was a story that Shadows always said where they recorded it and laid down the track, and it was originally just the three guitars and drums. And they went away on tour and came back, and I think it was Jerry Lorden had added the strings and everything to it, and made it a really magical piece. And of course, there's that part in the middle with the amazing Miazzi echo box of the that tripling echo, absolutely wonderful. But someone's just made a comment about my strings. Ivan, no, these are round wounds. These are 11 to 49 round wounds. In fact, this entire setup probably isn't a typical sort of Hank setup. It's really cheap relatively. This guitar is about £300. I use a Zoom G3X programmed with Hall's Echo patches, which is about £180-200, something like that. And I use a Boss Katana 50-watt transistor amplifier, which is about £160, something like that. So not very expensive relatively. I have got a Vox AC30, but that doesn't get used because I can't do recording with it unless I've got a microphone, and I live in a flat, so I can't make too much noise. I've also got a Vox Short Tom tape echo unit, which is gone in for repair, and hopefully that will be back in the not too distant future, and I'll be able to do some videos with that as well, which would be wonderful. I don't tend to use tape echo units too often. I do like the simplicity of the Zoom, and in fact when I've used my ESE Echomatic for a little while, I always prefer the sound of the Zoom these days. But there we go. Oh, Michael, you're very kind. Local Hero is a beautiful, beautiful song. I was very honoured to play that at my a family member's funeral, and it was really wonderful song. I did it without a backing track actually for the version I did. Just had my guitar and a little Vox Audio amplifier, and it was a beautiful song. Anyway, someone asked for this just now, and I'm glad you did, because I always like playing this one now. I hadn't played it for a long time, but when did you get into playing Shadows songs, Trevor? I got into playing Shadows songs pretty much probably when I was about 10 or 11. I went with my dad and my mum and some family members to see a guy called Brian Lee, who was an Elvis tribute act, and played in and around sort of Clacton and various other areas. And he'd done a lot of songs of the 50s and 60s and stuff. And one show we went to, he actually had a band playing with him, sort of as a sort of band doing the first half of the set. And it was a band called the Rapiers. And I heard them, saw them do Saturday Night at the Duck Pond and various others, and was blown away by the sound. And then that started me into the Shadows. So we went to see the Rapiers at quite a few shows and stuff. Every summer they would play a car show outdoors on the back of a trailer, and it was wonderful. And I got to know the guys really well, and got into the Shadows via them really. I went to see Hank in 1997 on his tour. I saw him again in 2002 on his final tour, the Guitar Player album tour. Saw the Shads in 2004 on the final tour, and then I saw them all together in 2009 on the final tour. So yes, it's good. It's good fun. It's been a thing ever since. But anyway, this is a beautiful song dedicated to my dear old dad, and as it's coming up to Father's Day this coming Sunday, I'm going to do a special live stream on Facebook on Sunday evening. So anyone who doesn't follow me on Facebook, go up there and follow me on Facebook, because we're going to do a special Father's Day tribute on Sunday. with, to remember all those wonderful people, but in particular my wonderful dad, because without him I wouldn't be doing this. He didn't play guitar, but nothing filled me with greater pride than playing the songs and having him watch. So this is dedicated to my dear old dad, and this is Dance with My Father. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful song. It's, Paul, did I just see? Trevor, no, I don't use the Hall and Collins unit any longer, unfortunately. I found, to be honest, I was only using about 2 or 3 patches on it, and the Zoom G3X just seems to fit me better, really. So I use that and have been for the last couple of years, really. Do I think there's a notable difference between a TVS3 and a Hall & Collins unit? There is, unfortunately. The TVS3 is the best one, and there's a reason why it costs £3,500, whatever it is. It is the best one in terms of sound. How much better? It is a bit better, yes. But the Hall & Collins will get you certainly well on the way, as does the Zoom G3X. I'm, to be honest, Trevor, you say about the Charlie's new EF86 unit. I don't think I'm going to, really. The main reason being, I don't think I'm going to benefit my sound in any way, really, by having it. As I say, I use this setup and have done for the last 12 weeks plus, doing these shows. All my YouTube videos most of the time is this setup. Everything just works and it sounds okay to me. I like it, and I just find it really, really good. So yeah, I'm probably not going to. That said, I am looking at possibly doing, when I get my Vox Short Tom Echo back, I've got a friend who's kindly offered to allow me to use his studio to record my Vox AC30 and Short Tom properly, sort of cranked up with a microphone and stuff. So hopefully once COVID sorts itself out, I might have a mess around with that. But for what I do in my flat and stuff, this gives me the perfect sound. So yeah, there we go. Trouble. How do I get the fat sound on the Katana without a graphic EQ? I have got a graphic EQ actually in the Katana. It's in the program on the Tone Studio. It actually does the. It's got a graphic EQ in it, so it's just boosting the mid range, cutting a little bit of the bass, cutting a little bit of the high end. And that's it, really. It's not doing a great deal, but it's just set up, and then the Zoom G3X is doing the echoes and stuff. So there we go. Mal, yes, I'm going to do a couple more songs now, and then I think I'm going to say goodnight because it's getting late already. But I know a lot of people still use Trevor, absolutely, the Alesis units. I don't like rack units. I find them big, clumsy, and take up a lot of space. Again, if I had a proper studio and stuff and I could have it in a rack and stuff, I would probably use one along with a TVS. But for what I do when I'm doing gigs and stuff, the little Zoom is just a nice little floor unit. It's got the volume pedal built in, the tuner. It just suits me down to the ground, really. But anyway, yes, let's play The Young Ones, dedicated to all of those under the age of 82. go, a little bit of the young ones there. But right, comes to that time of the evening, unfortunately. But I do hope everyone has had a good evening. I hope I've played at least one song that you wanted to hear, if not all of them. Quite a few songs, not quite as many as I'd like tonight, but it's always difficult. But try and get some new songs for next week as well, add into the set list. But say week 12, we've done 12 weeks so far. We can get through this, we really can. It's a difficult time for everyone, and I hope everyone stays safe, and all your families and stuff. It's very, very difficult. But quick flash of questions. Dale, I don't know a lot about Selmer amplifiers, to be honest. I've heard some really good ones, but I've never had a chance to play through any of those, unfortunately. Ken, EQ in Tone Studio, where do you have the bass, middle and treble? That's a good question. I just have a patch set up on my Katana that I just plug in and don't touch. Literally, I just switch everything off and switch everything on, and that's it. It's all done. So, but I'll have a look, and I'll drop you a line and let you know exactly where it is. It's been a good night, all. Thanks very much for joining me. As I say, there is a little link in the description box below if you have enjoyed what we've done. There is I've raised nearly over £400 now for St Francis Hospice, which is amazing. I can't thank you all enough. It's been absolutely brilliant this last 12 weeks. So we're going to week 13 next week. But in the meantime, stay safe, take care all, and I'll leave you with the song that started it all off.